Driving on bridges needs more attention than you think, and most learners underestimate this. In this video, I will show you how to drive safely on bridges in city like Düsseldorf and how to continue smoothly into city driving. Now we are starting from a parking position. So before moving out, we need to check our mirrors, check blind spot, then we have to indicate, and then we have to merge smoothly. Always remember, we should not endanger any road users while moving out. So now from the exam perspective, this situation is also important. Examiner will carefully check how you move out of the parking spot. So now in this video, we will talk about lane discipline, speed control, lane positioning, and some of the common driving exam mistakes. So now let's focus on the road. So here, due to red traffic light, here we have to wait behind the traffic light. So now here we see two important signboard. One, we have priority signboard, and then there are direction arrows. So here the direction arrows go straight and turn right. So lane arrows are mandatory, you cannot ignore them. From the exam perspective, if examiner asks you to turn left, in that case we have to say no, this is not possible, because direction arrow says we are only allowed to go straight or right. Now here we can see there is a cyclist, and as we are driving near to the cyclist, always remember to maintain a side distance. Now here again, due to the red traffic light, here we have to wait behind the traffic light. So as we have seen earlier, there was a cyclist beside us. Whenever we are driving near the cyclist, we have to maintain lateral safety distance and we have to avoid sudden steering movement. So now from this intersection, we want to turn left. So as there was oncoming vehicle, we allow him to cross the intersection first, and as soon as he crosses the intersection, we turn left. So this is how the priority will be given at an intersection where one vehicle is going straight and another vehicle want to turn left. Now we are driving in a city area, due to which the maximum permissible speed was reduced to 30 km per hour. This is also because we can clearly see there are tram tracks. So whenever we are driving on a tram tracks, we have to drive carefully and we have to maintain the lateral distance between the parked vehicles. So now here the traffic light is turned green, so we can turn left. Now again there is a direction arrow which says we are only allowed to turn left and right. So as we want to turn left, so here we are in a left lane. So now from the next intersection we want to turn right. So this is really important. From the exam perspective, we choose the lane early. So as we want to turn right, so here we are in a right hand lane. Now here we can see some of the important signboards. Here there are two lanes and both the lanes are going in the straight direction. And if you want to turn right, so here we have to be in the right hand lane. Whenever we are driving in the city area, direction arrows are really helpful to understand in which direction the road goes. So from here I can see the direction arrow says that we are only allowed to go straight, as well as we are only allowed to turn right. Additionally, there is a give way sign, and when we want to turn right, we have to check our hard shoulder, we have to check mirrors, and then we have to turn right. Checking blind spot is essential when we are driving in the city area. So now here, before turning right, we have to check our mirrors, we have to check the blind spot, and we also see the cyclist warning signboard. Additionally, we can see the blinking amber light. So here, cyclists going straight will have the priority when we are turning right. From the exam perspective, missing blind spot check can lead to immediate exam failure. So as turning right, so always remember to check your blind spot. So these blind spots are really essential to check. Now as we are driving in the city area, we need to remember that the maximum permissible speed. Always remember that if we are driving in the city area and if there are road markings which are marked in yellow, the yellow road markings will override normal white road markings, and we have to follow the yellow road markings. During the German driving exam, examiner will always check do you read the signboard early and how you follow them, whether you follow them blindly or follow correctly. Now as there is a traffic in front of us, here we have to wait behind the vehicle. So now from here we can see the traffic light is red, so which is why the traffic is halted. And now the traffic light has turned green, so we can drive continuously straight ahead. Now from the next traffic light we want to turn right, so which is why we are in a right hand lane. So now from here we want to turn right, but now again the traffic light has turned red, so which is why we have to wait behind the vehicle. Always remember, whenever we are waiting behind the traffic lights, always take this chance in a good way. Here in this case you have to think what silly mistakes you made and try to avoid them in the next section. Additionally, you need to think what potential challenges can come up, and based on that we have to avoid the driving. For instance, when I turn right, in that case I have to check my blind spot, I have to check my mirrors, and then I have to turn right. This is because if the cyclists and the pedestrians want to go straight, they will be having the first priority. So this is why if you are waiting at a traffic light, take this as a positive chance to think what you want to do. But now here in this case the traffic light is red, so without waiting we can turn right. So now here we are driving on two lanes. There is a left lane and there is a right hand lane. So now as we want to go straight ahead, the right hand lane is turning right, which is why we have to change the lane. For that reason we have to indicate, we have to check our mirrors, and then we have to change our lane. Now we are approaching the bridge. Here we can see there are two lanes, then there will be a limited space and the traffic density is lighter. So whenever we are driving on the bridges, we have to drive carefully. Additionally, here we can see there are white road markings. So whenever we see white solid lines, this means that we are not allowed to cross those lines. So if you want to know the difference between solid white lines versus dotted white lines, you can watch a video which I have created and explain this rule in detail. So whenever we are driving on bridges, lane discipline is important. So now here as we are driving on a left lane, so lane discipline is really important when we are driving on a bridge area. So from the next intersection we want to turn right. So before turning right, here we have to indicate, here we have to check our blind spot, we have to check our mirrors, and then we have to turn right. Additionally, we can see there was a pedestrian crossing. This means that if the pedestrian want to cross the road, then he will be having the first priority. This is why whenever we are turning either left or right, we have to check our mirrors, then we have to check the blind spot, and if the cyclists want to cross, cyclists or pedestrians want to cross the road, we have to allow them to cross the road. Now here we can see the traffic light is red, so which is why we have to wait, but now the traffic light has turned green, so we can drive continuously straight ahead. Additionally, we need to remember that as we are driving in the city area, the maximum permissible speed is 50 km/h. Now from here I can see there is a signboard which says that there is a construction going on, and due to which they have placed a temporary traffic lights. So whenever we see a temporary traffic lights, in that case we have to follow the temporary traffic lights. And remember, temporary traffic lights will override normal signboards as well as normal traffic rules. As we cross the construction area, now we can change our speed from 30 to 50 km per hour. Additionally, as we are driving near the park areas, the risks are people can open the door, vehicles can pull back, and vehicles can go inside the parking spot. So this is why we have to drive carefully in these areas. So until now we have covered how to drive in the city area, then how you can start correctly from a parking spot, then how to understand the direction boards, specifically the direction arrows, what they says. Then I have talked about cyclists and tram awareness inside cities. Then I told you how to drive on bridges and how you can turn left or right when exiting the bridge. Additionally, I also talked about what is the importance of temporary sign or temporary traffic lights. Now let's talk about some of the common driving exam mistake. So whenever new drivers drive in the city area, they ignore the direction arrows. So direction arrows gives us more information in which direction lane goes. So ignoring them can lead to a serious mistake. That missing blind spot. So while turning left or right, many runners forget to check the blind spot. Then third, poor lane discipline on bridges. Then next, late lane changes. And lastly, failing to yield to pedestrians. So these are some of the common driving exam mistakes what we need to avoid. If you manage lane discipline, observation and anticipation like this, you will handle bridge driving confidently, even in a busy cities. And most importantly, you will be fully prepared for your German driving exam. So that's it from this video.